Hi, I'm Zeb. I am reviewing Infiltration today. This is a game by Fantasy Flight Games, and it comes with a whole bunch of components which I will get into in a minute. It's for 2 to 6 players. The premise of the game: every player is a thief breaking into a cybernetic company in the near future to try to steal as much secret information and data as possible before the company's mercenaries show up and murder everybody. The game comes with a bunch of different pieces. Over here and here, we have the room cards. These make up what the facility looks like. There are more room cards than you use in a given game, so that the facility is supposed to be randomized every time. These are the data files. You steal certain amounts of data throughout the course of the game by visiting the different rooms. The amount you steal is randomized, so some are 1, and somewhere in here there's a 2, 3, so on and so forth. The character cards, like so. These are just flavor text. They don't have any inherent rules that come with them. Action cards. There are actions like advance, retreat, download, use an item, etc. These icons which indicate locks in the room or lab workers or any NPCs that might be present. Item cards. And then unique effects you can find throughout the facility. So blackmail and a company executive, slime that slows you down, a prototype you can steal for more data, and then little NPCs you can encounter throughout the facility. So now we'll go through the basics. One critical component, the timer. So there's a specific alarm the game starts at, normally at 0. You can adjust it depending on where you want to go. And every turn, after all the players have gone through, security goes up. So if the alarm was at 2, you take the 2, roll the 6-sided dice, you add that, the alarm goes up to 3. When it gets up to 99, the game's over, the mercenaries have arrived, and if you're unlucky enough to still be in the facility, you were presumably tortured horribly. So, setup of the game. You have 6 rooms on the first floor. Well, they should all be face down except for the starting room because, well, you're in it. Hopefully you figure it out from there. Then you have 6 rooms on the top level. And then a secret room. In the room, there are specific effects when you enter, or when you interface with something. Interface is just to interact with the room. That's the amount of data you can steal from it. It starts with a tech lock on it. If you break through the lock, you can steal that many more little files out of it. And that's the basic setup of the room. So the way the turns work, depending on the number of players you have, everybody sets an action card or an item card one at a time. Then, depending on turn order, you go through one at a time and reveal those action cards. So advance, I would move from this room to this room and flip it over along with this token. So I go in here. There's no enter effect, so then it just has the tech lock and the interface on it. The goal of the game is to get out, as I said, with the most files before the police show up, or to be last man standing, because then it's pretty easy to be the winner. The item cards that come with the game, most of them are designed to either move all of the players, or just destroy the tech locks, the lab workers that are in the room that prevent you from doing stuff. That's the basic gist of the game. What do I think of it? Unfortunately, I didn't like this game very much. I really wanted to. I really, really did. It's designed by Donald Vaccarino. He designed Dominion, which is a game I love. It's made by Fantasy Flight, which is a really quality company. I'm usually in love with the products they come out with. But something about this game just didn't quite gel for me correctly. I like the theme. I like dystopian futures. It kind of reminds me of the present that I'm living in. So this game kind of cuts close to home. But the mechanics kind of get in the way a little bit. Most of the item cards don't directly screw with other players. So it's possible for one player to have a great movement card, shoot several rooms ahead of you, say here, and then just rob all the tokens out of it. One game I played, somebody was able to get to the secret room. The secret room usually has a bunch of data in it. In his case, all the tokens got put down first, and he happened to have a bunch of 3s in that room. It was totally random. He robbed all the data tokens, and at the end of the game, he got 24 points from that room. I'd been in a similar room with 6, but they'd all been 1s. So I had 6 points, and he had 24. Granted, based on pretty extreme bad luck on my part, but it still kind of kills the feel of it to just have it completely random like that. There was nothing any of us really could have done, because the way the interface tokens work, once somebody uses it, they're gone. None of us could have gotten to him to stop him from doing that, so he just kind of ran roughshod all over us.
Additionally, the security, it really goes up
Thanks,
pretty
Rosie.
randomly. Yeah, no problem. Because it goes up with the dice roll, it's different every game. You don't know what it's going to be. You can't plan for it. I mean, that adds an element of fun like any dice game, but I mean, it is a chance game.
And some of that's okay. I personally like the alarm mechanism because it adds a certain amount of randomness. A certain amount of that is good because you don't want to dink around in the facility for too long or you might get killed. But when you can't really impact what other players do that easily, when so much of it comes down to chance, then it kind of turns into a game of single-player solitaire, and everybody just kind of wanders through the facility and does their own thing. I would have liked to see more lethality in this game, actually. I have to say, I think of breaking into a cybernetics company in a dystopian future is difficult. And there are guards that are supposed to be able to wound you, but all wounding you does is just make you move slower. So it's not as though this doesn't feel particularly dangerous. You should be able to die. There should be lethal traps and dangerous mercenaries. You get guns in the game, but you don't ever get the sense that you're actually doing any stuff that's that cool with them. And for a game that has such a cool theme, the mechanics don't really flesh out the theme all that well. It's a little disappointing. I think you could fix some stuff with the game if you ignored the point value on the tokens and just said they were all 1. That would standardize things a little bit. That way the person who got to, say, the secret room wouldn't have a crushing advantage over all the other players just by virtue of having gotten there first. I would have liked to see the characters have some, frankly, some specialized abilities. There are rules in here for giving them unique items, but I don't know why that has to be an advanced or variant rule. I think that would have been cooler to begin with. Compare that to a game like Arkham Horror, which is also made by Fantasy Flight, in which all the characters are unique. That's what kind of makes the game cool, and it brings some replay value back to it. Here, you're just playing for flavor, and if you're not really into the universe this is adapted from, which I never heard of it before I played the game, it doesn't have that strong of a draw for me, so if it's not going to be gameplay and it's not going to be the universe I'm playing in, it doesn't really leave a whole lot. Again, there are individual things I like about this, and I think with maybe some tighter rules and some better playtesting, it could have been a really good game. I'd have to put it at about a 5. If maybe if with enough house ruling, this could go up, but frankly, I'm not really willing to put in that much work for a game when it should already come to me in relatively good working order. So that's a 5. I wish it was better. I would probably stay away from this one.